Helen Marie Whitty had everything going for her. The beautiful straight-A student had just turned 16. She was responsible, outgoing, and loved theater, and she knew exactly what she wanted from life.
Oh, Broadway.
Yeah,
please,
drama.
Broadway.
Yeah, she
First she
wanted
was
to act.
going to Harvard, and then she was going to Broadway.
And she could have done that.
Oh.
She could have done that.
Helen Marie would never go to college and live out her dream of being on Broadway. A drunk driver struck her down.
She wanted to go out rollerblading, and I had said, oh, wait, let's have a talk before you go. And she said, no, I'll be right back. Our son wanted to go with her, and she said, Mom, keep him home. I want to go real fast. So we kept him home. He was 13, and she had just turned 16, and she flipped around backwards, blew me a kiss, and said, I'll be right back.
But hours went by with no sign of Helen Marie.
I jumped in the car, and I knew which route she took and went up to find her, and was stopped by a police barricade. They barricaded the road a block or so away from the accident, and they said, you can't get through here, you'll have to go back. And I said, I'm looking for my daughter. And they said, what does she look like? And this growing sense of dread. They asked me to come sit over on the side on a rail and wait. Somebody was going to come talk to me. And I found myself praying, of course, that it wasn't her, and if it was, that she was hurt, not dead. And a police detective came and spoke to me, and took me to the scene. They had already put her body in the medical examiner's van. They called the van and brought it back. They showed me a Polaroid picture of it they'd taken. I didn't recognize her. They brought the van back and showed me her, and I identified her. Yes, that's my daughter.
And tonight, a teenage girl is killed while rollerblading. The 16-year-old struck and killed, police say, by an out-of-control driver.
16 years old. Her name was Helen Whitty. As we said, she was just rollerblading here last night when, in a split second, her life was taken.
It was weird because I had just written in her yearbook and I had finished signing it, and an hour later my parents come in and told me she was gone.
To have something senseless like that happen, I don't know if it's worse. It's hard. It's very hard.
And the suddenness of it and the violence of it is something that is very difficult to cope with.
In seconds, all hopes and dreams Helen and John Whitty had for their beloved daughter were destroyed. First, it was shock, but slowly, an undescribable grief settled deep in their souls, a grief only a parent can begin to imagine.
Utterly, with every fiber of my being, believing that the bad news is I'm going to live. Because I didn't know how. And I can remember thinking, I can't even believe you think that way. And I did. It was, to think that the good news, I wanted to die.
I drank too much after my daughter was killed. Obviously, I didn't drink and drive. I wanted to numb my feelings because they were so horrific.
Helen Marie's family and close friends all changed that horrific day. Maybe none more so than Helen Marie's own little brother, John.
He lost his sister. He lost his lifetime advocate, his lifetime buddy. They were very close. But I think for me the saddest part is that he lost that carefree adolescence, and he knows what can happen. He's a wonderful young man, but he's paid a price.
I think of it now in terms of what Helen just said, 17,000 plus people killed every year as a result of drunk driving in the United States. What are we willing to tolerate as society? One is too many.
Our officers on an average the past 3 years have arrested 188 drunk drivers during the course of the year. Right now, going into the summer and the 4th of July and some of the other times and Thanksgiving, Christmas and the like is when our impaired drivers' concerns really escalate. So we have more drunk drivers arrested during that particular time. We want to keep this city safe, and we do everything that we can on a daily basis to do that, from the top administration, myself, all the way down through the ranks to the patrolman who's out there pushing a car around on midnights.